So it's that time again this afternoon. Time here in Liberia is 3 minutes after 3 p.m. I love to say good afternoon to all those of you listening to us via the radio here in Liberia. A pleasant morning to you, those of you watching us there in the U.S. and other parts of the world. That is morning. Good afternoon to those of you that is afternoon at your end, and pleasant night to those of you watching us from the various parts of the world, that you've already seen your day. Well, my name is Diamond Slanger. I love to welcome you to Wednesday's edition of The Pulse. This is the Spoon Network's flagship afternoon program, and this program deals with everything happening in Liberia. We have a very, very jam-packed program for you today. It promises to give you first-hand information. That is what we do on the show. Those of you who read your Bible, there is this saying, it's in the Bible: touch not my anointed, and do my prophet no harm. It's in the Bible, right? Touch not my anointed. But right now, it has been localized. Touch not a sedition. Because the CDC's chairman, Janga Cole, in a hot off the press conference, very hot off the press conference, has issued a strong warning to the boycott-led regime. He said, touch not a sedition. Do not attempt to arrest. And in fact, he called on CDC legislative caucus members to boycott the Sona. But we are trying to speak to the caucus chair of the CDC, Senator Nathaniel Fallow McGill, to see whether or not that is a decision the caucus is going to honor. Well, somebody will say party discipline, and this might have come, from the executive committee of the CDC or the executive council, or how you want to call it, that this decision is rubber stamped. We are trying to speak to Senator McGill as to whether or not that is going to hold water. But remember, some CDC legislative caucus members have been, affiliating with the majority black. Whether that is going to be, the reason they will not attend the State of the Nation address, we'll be watching as well. But the CDC has said this entire thing of linking Speaker Kofa with classified document leakage, this whole Capitol Inferno case, all of these things, they are like a witch hunt, or that is a witch hunt. And the United Party government is going after them. We will bring you first-hand information. Now, a lot of other things happening in the country. We'll highlight those things, as I said, This is the pause. What you need to do is share this program with your friends, your family members. For those of you watching us online, all you need to do is just to click the share link and you share the program. You want to get first-hand information as well. For those of you listening to us, text your friend, call your friend, tell that person you need to listen to the pause because there's a lot happening in our country. And what we do on this program is we bring you those concerns. I don't want to come on the radio and analyze or talk things for 2 hours. No. I want you to listen to those concerns. The newsmakers, as we say in Liberia, to bring you first-hand information. And talking about first-hand information, you stand a chance of winning 20,000 Liberian dollars today. 20,000. 20,000 Liberian dollars. Yes, you can win 20,000 Liberian dollars because radio game today is jackpot day. So all you need to do is to dial *799 *80# and play. This time around, because it's 20,000 LD, you play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. If you're using your USD wallet. If you're using your Liberian dollars wallet, it's 200 Liberian dollars. And if you're using your USD wallet, it's just $1.50. You stand a chance of winning 20,000 Liberian dollars today. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. And you also be drawn to win a house at the end of the month. 3-bedroom house. Become a house owner yourself. So now take your phone. Dial *799 *80#. Using your mobile money wallet, play and win. As the program is ongoing, I'll be drawing winners. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. The more you play, the more winners I can draw on the program as well. All right, folks, we have Representative Musa Hassan Bility. He's our prime guest today on the program. The majority, that's the Rule of Law Caucus, issued a press statement saying they will boycott the State of the Nation address. Now, Rule of Law Caucus saying they'll boycott the State of the Nation address. CDC has issued a statement that its legislative caucus members should boycott the State of the Nation address as well. So who's attending the State of the Nation address? Who's attending the State of the Nation address? And talking about the State of the Nation address, the Director for Press and Public Affairs at the House of Representatives, Robert Haynes, joins us on the program later on at 3:30 to talk about preparations for the State of the Nation address. Remember, as mandated by the Constitution, the President of the Republic of Liberia on the 4th working Monday addresses the legislature and presents his legislative agenda for the year. That is a constitutionally mandated thing for the president to do. That is where we hear what progresses were made the previous year in review and the ensuing year. But now, what are the preparations? The joint chamber that is to be used, or that usually is used for that, got that fire in December. Where will the State of the Nation address be conveyed? Where will President Boycott be addressing the legislators from? Information is it's going to be at the same spot he got inaugurated, right in the courtyard there of the Capitol building. But again, what we do on this show is we bring you those who have the information. So at 3:30, Robert Haynes, the Director of Press and Public Affairs, joins us on the show to provide us all of those information and all of the clarity that we need, preparations and protocol for the State of the Nation address. Remember, with what happened on the grounds of the Capitol, it is a must that security protocols and security regimen will be very, very, very tight. So Robert Haynes joins us 3:30. Representative Musa Hassan Bility and his Rule of Law Caucus will join us at 4 p.m. So you need to listen to the show. You need to get all of the information, and you need not be told. Not they say, I say, you say thing. Yeah. While we're doing all of this, keep playing the radio game. *799 *80#. Let me take my time and read out the number. *799 *80#. 20,000 LD. That's what you stand the chance of winning. Play as many times as possible, and not just the 20,000 LD, you also do stand the chance of winning a brand new 3-bedroom house. You'll be the first person to move inside. Not also somebody live in. No, you'll be the first person, first owner, as they call it, to move in a house. All you need to do is play. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. The more you play, the more winners I can draw, and the more winners I can draw, the more money you stand to win. Star 799 star 80 hash. Play with 200 LD and win. All right, so let's cross over to Nimba County quickly, where we got an interesting news. The first question I'd like to ask you is, what flavor of Kool-Aid? I remember growing up as a kid, we used to call it Mike Tyson Blue. The men were pulling the wheelbarrow. You know, they'll be playing style with the wheelbarrow. I don't know if they still do those things these days. Everybody on TikTok, everybody playing on their phone. But it was a marvel to see. You know, even the Kool-Aid seller, the way they used to be twisting the wheelbarrow. Yeah, playing style, encourage you to take your money and buy Kool-Aid. Even your copy and buy Kool-Aid. But now, what's your favorite flavor of Kool-Aid? It's a Kool-Aid in Liberia. It's a Kool-Aid. Yeah, we like it like that. Kool-Aid. What's your favorite, flavor of Kool-Aid? Some people like I used to like the grip, the real Kool-Aid at the time. Now, now you drink it now, you start feeling bitter aftertaste. No. But there is a new flavor that was discovered in Nimba County. Christopher Fan is going to explain to us what flavor is that and what uproar it has caused there in Nimba County. I'm hearing information of what is now known as the white laser flavor. But let's take Christopher Fan along quickly to bring us up to speed. We'll join Christian Appleton in Maryland County as a follow-up on the story involving a young man who had climbed up the coconut tree in an attempt to take his own life after claiming to have been abandoned by his family. But let's go to Nimba County now. Good afternoon to you, Chris. How are you doing? Christopher Fan.
Yeah. Sorry, I pressed the mute button. I want to answer him. Good afternoon, Chief. How are you?
I'm good. When was the last time you had some Kool-Aid yourself?
I have been back since 2 months ago now.
But bring us up to speed on this whole Kool-Aid story in Nimba. What happened? That we're hearing that now there's a new flavor called white laser flavor.
Yes, I know. Everything from Nimba have to be interesting. So, normally in Nimba, people can sometimes face the Kool-Aid and then place it into a little mineral bottle or a can of an empty can of surgery. And so this woman identified as Christiana Lee has normally been selling on the campus of the Secretary Central High campus. She normally carry a Kool-Aid there, and then she sell it, and the children come and buy. And what I do know from because we all grew up in the community and know how people can sometimes face their Kool-Aid at night. So they do a Kool-Aid at night, and then they wash the bottle in the day, and then place the bottle on the sun. And in the evening hour, when it gets dry, they place the Kool-Aid in, and then they place it in the freezer. And so Christiana Lee has faced a Kool-Aid, not knowing that there is a white laser that went into the bottle. So in the nighttime, she put the liquid into the bottle and then placed it in the freezer. And the next morning, she took it and carried it to the Secretary Central High campus to go and sell. And so a 12-year-old child identified as
no, it's okay. It's okay. We don't want to know the child's name. The age is enough for us.
Yeah, the 12-year-old child purchased the Kool-Aid, and she decided to share with her 8-year-old sister on the campus. So while trying to share the Kool-Aid, she noticed that there was a thick stuff in the Kool-Aid, so she got a raised concern. So when she opened the Kool-Aid, she decided to dump it into another a bottle. She saw the white laser on her eyes. So she took it directly to the principal, to the administration, and the principal was able to call the owner of the Kuwait, and then they conducted investigation. But up to present, she had not come up with a single word yet. So the school principal, Secretary Central High School is very close to the Secretary Comprehensive Health Center. So the principal mandated Christiana Lee and some others school administrators to go on the campus and to go to the hospital and then conduct a test on those children, on those two children, to see whether
had they ingested some of the Kool-Aid. They already drank some of the water, the Kool-Aid that had the white laser in it.
Yeah, the 12-year-old child injected some, but not sufficient according to information. Some eyewitnesses, because the hard one that we saw, it was not very sufficient. But the 8-year-old child wanted to at least taste it, but she never put it to her mouth until she noticed that something take over in the bottle.
All right, Chris, we hope those kids are doing okay. This is a strange happening. We hope that they're doing okay, and it's a wake-up call to everybody. If you're involved in doing business, I know lapses do happen, but it is your responsibility to always make sure you double check, and make sure how you preparing food is done under hygienic circumstances and conditions. But thank you anyway, Chris.
Yeah, so this will also serve as a warning to those that prepare food in separate.
But before I let go of you, are they taking any sort of actions against the Kuwait seller in terms of endangering the public, or are they saying they're going to suspend or ban her from selling on the campus for recklessly preparing food for public consumption? What are they saying? Just a minute, Chris, before we cross to Maryland County.
So this story are taking the entire central part of Nimba, and it have come to the attention of local authorities, the city mayors, and so on. So before, what I know then is that the news to go to the health center before you come out to prepare food. You got to go to a health center and obtain a health certificate, and they have a certain police that will come and inspect all of those food before getting to the public. But as it stands, since this government took over, we have not seen a similar thing happening in their region. But we are, I think from this incident, they're going to start exactly practicing that.
All right, Chris, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
White laser cool flavor there from Nimba County, according to Christopher Fan. And we hope that those concerned and the requisite authorities can take cue from this as well. Street food got its own ups and downs. All right, let's go quickly to Maryland County. If we can speak to Christian Appleton. He is our man in that county. On yesterday, he reported a story concerning a young man who had climbed up a coconut tree in an attempt to commit suicide. We need to get the latest update concerning that particular story, whether or not he's climbed down the tree, whether he was stalked to by people, and his life has been preserved. So let's go to Maryland County quickly to speak to Christian Appleton. He is our correspondent from that part of southeastern Liberia. Good afternoon to you, Christian. How are you?
Good afternoon, Ambassador. I'm doing pretty well by the grace of God this afternoon.
All right. What's the latest story on the fellow who climbed the coconut tree? Has it been resolved? The coconut tree impasse?
Yes, it was just yesterday evening when he fell down from the coconut tree.
He fell down?
He fell down from the coconut tree after people then appealing to him to come down, and to see how best they can resolve the issue, but he didn't listen. He later on fell down from the coconut tree, and luckily for him, he had people around who hurriedly rushed him to the J.J. Dawson Memorial Hospital for medical attention. As we speak, he's at the hospital attending to. He's been there for some time now, going through medical attention.
So he didn't throw himself down. No, he didn't jump from the tree. He fell from the tree.
Yeah, he fell from the tree.
And what type of injury did he sustain according to preliminary medical reports or those who've gone to visit him at the hospital?
Yes, he has sustained internal bleeding, injury, and of course, he's been attended to. He's been taken care of by the J.J. Dawson Memorial Hospital family as we speak. It was just community members, community dwellers, after spending a night, after he spent that night in the coconut tree, and yesterday afternoon up to that time, he was, begged to come down, but Blamo, who have been, experiencing, according to what we have gathered so far, he has been experiencing psychological health issues, since November 2024. And of course, after climbing the tree late Monday evening, with apparent intention, he intentionally climbed the coconut tree on grounds that he's not been, looked at. He's been abandoned. So despite the community's effort to convince him to come down, he remained up the tree overnight, and later on, he fell down. Sources disclosed that Blamo's family revealed that he had been receiving medical treatment for psychological problems, at the Cleveland Health Center where he works as a supporting staff member. While his life, attributed his condition to medical reasons, some local spiritual leaders also told us that also believe his struggles may be spiritually related to require strong prayers. But Blamo had originally lived in Gibio, or area called Gibio, Zone 9, before moving to Zone 3, where the incident occurred, And of course, the situation reached a peak on Tuesday, and of course, as it stands, the health family told us that they are attending to him and he's recovering. As God could have it, he's recovering.
Okay. That's good news that his life has been preserved, and well, he's alive, and we hope he gets the required medical attention as well. Thank you there, Christian. Thank you for updating us.
And before you drop the line, Ambassador.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, in a display of frustration, about 150 public school teachers in Maryland County, are protesting since Monday, the 20th of January, 2025. According to the teachers, they have not been paid from October 2024 up to January 2025, talking about 4 months now, by the Liberian government, which prompted their actions to stop regular teaching activities. As it stands in Maryland County, almost all of the public schools have been shut down. Even today, they started it in Peeble, and they just extended it in Harper today, wherein we observed several students being sent home by the school administrations in Harper.
What are those schools that are? What are some of the names of those schools that are affected by the teachers' strike action?
We're talking about Peeble High School. Most of the public schools in Maryland County, according to the 150 teachers, they have not yet been paid since October 2024 up to now. So several engagements, they have been engaging the government and other requisite authorities, but up to now, they're yet to be, given attention. So on that note, they talk to take the action by shutting down schools, and of course, until they can be given attention. And students, also the Student Government Association here in the county, also call for a meeting and urging their colleagues to stay out of classes until the teachers can be listened to.
Has this claimed the attention of the Maryland County Educational Office, And if so, what are they saying and your legislative caucus and the rest? And just to double up on my question quickly, these teachers, are they supplementary or voluntary teachers or the full employees of the Ministry of Education? What is their status according to them?
Most of the teachers that are going through the Go Slow action, they are qualified teachers. They are not supplementary teachers. They are teachers that are on the payroll, and of course, they've been receiving their salaries, but since October. And of course, in the wake of that, the representative of People Second District, Anthony F. Williams, Representative Anthony F. Williams, and the representative of Calwood District, Representative Upton Tiller, intervened, and of course, someone, the Minister of Education, and as it stands now, we get a report that at least 108 teachers have received their pay, and the rest of the other teachers are going to be, their issues going to be addressed shortly. But, we stay yet to see how really it plays out, because the information yet to reach in the county just today, students were sent home. Most of the public schools students, they were sent home today.
Okay. All right, Christian Appleton will be placing calls to the representative of that district as well, Anthony Williams, to get updates. But thank you for flagging that as well.
My pleasure, Ambassador.
Christian Appleton is our man in Maryland County, southeastern Liberia, reporting. Yesterday, he reported a story about Blamo, the 30-year-old man who had climbed the coconut tree in an attempt to commit suicide, but ended up spending a night in the tree. But he reportedly fell from the tree and is alive, but has sustained some injuries. We pray and do hope that he gets the requisite medical attention as well. If you're just joining us, this is the Pulse here on the Spoon Network. We're live on Spoon 107.5 FM and also live on Fabric 101.1 and a host of other stations relaying us all across Liberia. At 4 p.m., we will be playing host to Representative Musa Hassan Bility. He is also the chair of the Rule of Law Caucus there at the House of Representatives. The Director of Press and Public Affairs of the House of Representatives, Robert Hens, is also going to feature here on the show. In between that, we'll be crisscrossing across Liberia, speaking to our correspondents and speaking to those concerned trending issues across the country. But remember, you stand the chance of winning $20,000 Liberian dollars. $20,000 Liberian dollars. Even if we convert it at the highest rate now that we're seeing around 195, 196, thereabout. But let's take it at 194. 20,000 divided by 194. That gives you 103 United States dollars. And if you play with just 200 Liberian dollars, you stand a chance of winning 20,000 Liberian dollars off the cuff instantly. You stand a chance of winning that. All you need to do is to dial *799 *80 hash, *799 *80 hash, and play with either 200 Liberian dollars if you have your Liberian dollars wallet, or $1.50 for those of you who want to use your United States dollars wallet. And you stand a chance of not just winning 20,000 instantly once I draw a winner, but you also will be drawn at the end of the month to win a 3-bedroom house, brand new 3-bedroom house. We'll take a short break to be right back. And once we get back, we'll speak to other trending stories here happening in Liberia. Do stick and stay with us. We'll be back right after this break. Okay, folks, welcome back from that breather. This is the pause here on the Spoon Network, your afternoon show that provides to you off the cuff and prompt information. At 4 p.m., as I said, we'll be playing host to Representative Musa Hassan Bility, the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus. But we have on the line Mr. Paley. Information, news, all around. After he made a statement, at the funeral of the late Senator Prince Yomin Johnson, he has retracted that statement and apologized accordingly. Whether or not it was a coerced apology, we do have him on the phone. Good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
Yes, Daniel, good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to your listening audience. Like you said, I'm Zaz Philip. I'm the current leader of the young people of the movement for democracy and reconstruction.
Okay, Zapele, thank you for joining us. How did you feel delivering that statement at the funeral of Senator Johnson? Heartfelt statement from you?
Like I said on my official page, and an apology to the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, who have been a big brother to me in all of my political endeavors, in my academic endeavors. He has been one person who we have seen as a role model. So, like I said on my official page, a statement at the funeral, let it not be like I was not coerced, but I think it was out of order. It was not the rightful platform to address leader in such a manner. We as emerging generation trying to gravitate towards national development. Our intellectual capacity got to be built. We got to be responsible in our thought, in our analysis, in our quest for things to go right. So, like I said, the funeral service was not meant for such a remarks, a statement, and I said I'm very clear to this. I regret the minute, the hour, the second those statements were stated, and I was submitting an official communications to the office of the Vice President, sending an apology.
Are you more concerned of the location as to where you made the statement, or the entire statement itself? That's why I asked my first question was, how did you feel? Was it a heartfelt statement made by you?
I'm not getting you too clear.
My question is, what encouraged you to have made that statement? Is it something from your heart that you really wanted to say at the time?
So, like I said, I've already presented an official apology, both on my page and to the office of the Vice President. So, like I said, it don't have to be overly emphasized, but we are very clear to this. We have extended an apology, and it is not a good thing for us as an emerging generation to engage into such an attitude or attribute in terms of addressing your leaders. That was an orthodox approach. I'm just clear to this. It was not a minor, it was not a rightful forum to address the Vice President of the nation. That occasion,
if you were to have a one-on-one meeting with the Vice President, those concerns that you stated, would you state those concerns?
Let me say something. I think we spoke out of emotion, realistically speaking. But I don't think, in my wisdom and my consistent interaction for the past 10 years with this president, I don't think he's a bad person. He has also contributed to our individual development, our individual growth. Personally, he has done tremendously well. He's a big brother. And these things we don't have to overemphasize on them. We have some personal things he has done for us that we don't have to mention on this platform. Taking into consideration the occasion. That occasion was not meant for venting our anger based on statement emanating from any one of them. That area was not a conducive environment to run all those kind of words and that we random. So, like I said, I'm also using the fact that you have called me to use the media also to extend an apology for the vibrant reasons to forgive me. And I believe with the characteristics of the vice president, his orientation, his upbringing, I'm 100% convinced he has found space in her for forgiveness.
Okay, let's go to the timing as well. Because we have pictures posted by some high-ranking officials of government, including the managing director of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, that you had a meeting with Mr. Ali and some top-ranking members of this administration. Where you asked to retract your statement, and if so, by who?
Daniel, I am a fearless intellectual.
But did you attend that meeting yesterday?
I am someone who is moved and motivated by my conviction. No politician in Liberia who knows that spirit will say I can be seduced or coerced or convinced by political dividend. I don't go that way. I'm always moved by my conviction. The meeting that were conducted yesterday was to ask what are the problems, because when statements are made on occasion or such, what comes to the mind of those leaders who are very reflective and sober in a thought is that there is a problem somewhere. So the essence of calling that meeting yesterday was to identify what are the problems.
What are the problems? What are the problems?
The problems were identified.
What are those problems?
One thing remains constant, and I'm on record. One single person in the United Party hierarchy did not ask us to apologize. And when I even discussed in the meeting,
but let's take it out. Let's take it one step at a time. Yes, sir.
As a brother, and as a son, as a mentee to the vice president, we all were elected at the same time, the same date, at the MDR convention in 2022, December 22, 2022. We were all elected at the convention to serve as leader of the movement for democracy and reconstruction. He played a pivotal role in showing.
Zaz, just hold on for a minute, please. Just a minute, sir. Zaz, just a minute. Yeah. You mentioned problems, and no institution is free of problems. What are those problems that were identified yesterday? Those problems that now will be solved or resolved that led you to emotionally speak, as you said.
Every institution across the world needs political attention. Every political institution needs political attention. Our concern have been, we needed some concern, we needed some attention for the entire ruling establishment, the rescue mission, to realize and understand that those of us on the National Youth Congress play a tremendous. We sacrifice our life, we put our life on the race, we took campaign to the doorstep of the CDC, and we campaigned with vigor. We were into the campaign with all we have, and we were not in the campaign because of financial benefit. But what I think in every struggle, when you suffer to ensure that transformation will occur, the transformation itself got to reflect on you. So, like I said,
so are you saying are you saying that the youth wing of the MDR has been ostracized or pushed to the side, and that's why?
As far as I'm concerned, we are sending our official apology to the vice president, and the vice president has accepted our apology. He's our leader, he's a teacher, he's a mentor to us. He has provided mentorship for us for some couples of years. We have listened to the front to acknowledge the historicity of the upbringing. Is a guardians for every young person in Liberia.
Okay, sir. So you have issued an apology, and you stand by the apology.
I stand by the apology.
Okay, sir.
I owe no one. And you youth chairpersons, you should have. Well, the man is the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. Do you think that occasion was a rare occasion as a youth leader to speak and denigrate the entire Liberia? I did not just disgrace the vice president, but I denigrated the entire country.
If so, when did you realize that?
Liberia, because we are international guests at that occasion. There were several international guests at that occasion. So these guests also did an apology. And we became aware another apology officially to appeal to apologize to the Liberian people in totality for our unorthodox behavior that were exhibited at the Prince funeral service.
So if there's any punishment to be meted against you, do you think you deserve that punishment?
I deserve it. That will serve as a deterrent that in the future, other young people will not occur.
Okay, Zafili. Thank you, the youth chair of the Movement for Reconstruction. Thank you, Democracy and Reconstruction. Thank you. So Zaz Pele there speaking to us, very passionately as well. We are anticipating speaking to the we anticipate speaking to the Director of Press there at the House of Representatives, Robert Hens. Bazaz has issued an apology. This is an excerpt of the apology. To the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. He also confirmed the meeting with some high-ranking members of the Unity Party, but he has debunked whether or not he was coerced to issue an apology. This is the pause here on the Spoon Network. My name is Diamond Slanger. This is where the heartbeat of the nation is heard. This program is for everybody, in position, no position, opposition, civil society organizations, everything. Once you have information to share, once you want to be heard, you can contact us on this program. And talking about contacting us, all you need to do to stand a chance of winning 20,000 Liberian dollars right now is to play the radio game. 20,000 instantly once the draw is made and your name and number pops up, you win 20,000 off the cuff, just like that. You need to say, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. All you need to do is just to dial *799 *80 hash, *799 *80 hash, and play with 200 Liberian dollars to win 20,000 Liberian dollars or $1.50 United States dollars to win 20,000 Liberian dollars. So that's all you need to do. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. The more you play, the better your chances of winning as well. And the more you play, the more winners I can draw. So if you do not play, I might just draw limited number of winners and you might cost yourself. So play. The code is *799 *80 hash, *799 *80 hash, 20,000 LD. Enjoy yourself just like that. So we have in studio the Director of Press and Public Affairs there at the House of Representatives, a good brother, media colleague of mine, senior media colleague as well. Robert Hens, he's here with us. I love to tell Robert, thank you. Mr. Hens, thank you for honoring this opportunity and this invitation to appear on the program. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Hens. Thank you for coming.
Wonderful, pleasant good afternoon, Dama. Great to be here in your studio. Is awesome, and the atmosphere is good.
What the name of the program you used to host? The morning, the morning program you used to. On screen, what did you know? Because the way you said the other group, the introduction, it took my mind back.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yes, we used to. We've come a long way from LIB 24.
Yes.
And I still remember you used to produce a program. What you say? Got it at the Zoom?
Yeah.
Yes, so I used to produce a program face to face.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that program we are scores of guests who appear, some presidential candidates and all of that. But we've transitioned from that to where we are now, to a government, and so to serve the public in a more way where we're able to be legit in terms of putting out accurate information to the public. Of course, yes, the public depends on information to be fed. And I want to thank you and your management for the great job you continue to do. Informing the public for morning hours. 24 hours, you're doing a great job. I want to thank you for that.
Thank you, Director. Thank you, Director Hens. You're here in an official capacity to provide us information concerning the State of the Nation address that is slated for Monday at the grounds of the Capitol. Is it a different type of State of the Nation address, especially from what happened at the grounds on the Capitol there? Robert, is it?
Well, first and foremost, I bring you greetings from the Right Honorable Speaker, Richard Nimba County, the leadership of the Liberian Senate, the President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, Senator John Prikanga Lawrence. Of course, they are leaders of the 55th legislature. So, yes, this State of Nation address is consistent with Article 50 of the 1986 Constitution, which provides that the President shall report to the people of Liberia by and through their deputies. And so, yes, it's consistent with that. This is going to be, when you ask what are going to be different, that's because of the original venue for the State of Nation address is not going to be there this year because of the December 18 acts on the talk on the William Albert Turbot John Chambers, where is the traditional place the Sona is being held. So, but the 55th legislature has since announced the grounds of the Capitol as the venue for this year's State of Nation address. It's going to be in the yard, in the compound. If you saw what happened during the 22nd of January 2024, when the president of Liberia took his oath of office, that was in the compound, in the yard. And so that is what's going to be happening there, where we're going to have the State of Nation address this year. Okay. On the 27th of January, that's next Monday.
All right. Director, before we continue with the conversation, I beg if you can just look at the camera there. Yes, that's for you. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm hoping to be doing this and all at the same time with the microphone.
The mic will pick you up.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the mic will pick you up. So awesome. Thank you. The people want to see your handsome face. Yeah, but let's talk about you just mentioned the venue, where the venue is. It's on the grounds of the Capitol, but not in the joint chamber, right, as would have been.
Absolutely.
With all things being equal. Right. With now that, and you mentioned January 22nd, you know, everybody mind goes to how crowded that place was. What are the protocols put in place to make sure it is a smooth State of the Nation address?
Well, I want to commend the Joint Committee on Executive from both the House and the Senate. It's being chaired by the Right Honorable Sekou Kanen. He's doing a very awesome job. It's being co-chaired from the end of the Senate by Senator Vabla. She also doing a great job. They've been working since, having couple of meetings with the Joint Security and with relevant sector like the GSA, the Public Works Ministry, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I speak here in my capacity as the spokesperson of the legislature to tell you that a great job have been done in the preparedness for the president's onward message. And so this team have been working, and I want to say to you that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been tasked to do the invitations. So there are going to be strict protocols put in place, as we intimated clearly that it is not going to be in the original venue. In terms of the William Albert Turbot John Chima is going to be in the yard. So because of that, there are going to be serious measures, and we're going to be able to state that very clearly here on the radio. Due to heightening security arrangements, access to the Capitol building premises will be strictly regulated by state securities prior to and during the State of Nation address. So we want to assure the public that the President's annual message will be live on various media platforms, mainly radios, television, as well as social media handles, to allow citizens to see and hear their president speak. So citizens can be in their homes, they can be in various places of work to have the opportunity to hear the leader speak.
Okay, so let's go in depth in concerning these protocols, because when you say straight before doing the program, it brings to my mind how accessible with that route, the route there from the executive mansion, you know, when you turn Capitol Hill, go into the main gate facing the mansion there, is there going to be public access that day, or cars are going to be rerouted since security, protocols will be enhanced or tightened during the day for the Sona? Can you speak to who are those that will be allowed in there? And if so, how would the security process being done?
Okay, that's a beautiful question. And so beginning for 9th Street, the security have been working, and they're going to be a detour.
Okay.
So if you're not given official invitation, you're not going to be allowed to use that route in terms of the Tottenham Boulevard route for 9th Street to come straight. So instead, citizens will be able to use the Jarlatham route.
Okay.
Right. And so those with official invitation or media people with access passes will have the time to move that route, and they will also have areas where their vehicles will be parked. For lawmakers, let's say this, lawmakers are coming along with their spouses, their security, one driver, and then they will disembark the vehicle from just right where the executive opposite the executive mansion out of the Capitol, and then the lawmaker and his spouse will disembark the vehicle, and the protocol will escort them to their seat.
Let's take it slowly because this is crucial. So the 27th in the morning, if you headed from Pinsville to town, or from Cinco to town, or from town to Pinsville, once you get to Jalatan, those of you coming from town,
from 9th Street,
you'll be rerouted. That is, if somebody's already coming from town, once you get to Jalatan, there you'll be rerouted down to use the Jalatan route until you can come out to 9th Street, right?
Absolutely.
If you're coming from Pinsville, once you get to 9th Street along the Tottenham Boulevard, you'll be rerouted to use the Jalatan road.
And in fact, because as it is, and looking at the tense nature, probably the joint security might also change plan in terms of maybe starting from the Vamoma.
Okay.
Yeah, so all of those things are what we will be taking into consideration.
Where the detour will begin can be changed. Either from 9th Street to Vamoma.
Right.
One of the two.
Right.
All right. So let's talk about, you talk about lawmakers and whom their entourage can include. That is, each lawmaker is going to be allowed, apart from the lawmaker, 2 extra persons.
Your wife, if you are a man, you come with your wife. You're a female, you come with your husband, and you come with your personal security and the driver.
So personal security, driver, spouse,
right,
plus you,
right.
So 4,
right.
All right. So 4 times 103, right? Looking at it, keeping it constant, apart from others who will be invited. So for lawmakers and their entourage is 4 times 103. That's 412.
Good.
412. Now, you talked about where they would disembark their vehicles and walk. Can you
yes. So the side of the executive mansion, just between the house or between the legislature and the executive mansion. That route after the internal affairs ministry, just right in front of the Capitol, is where the vehicle will stop, meaning that the first thing here is that vehicle will have access.
Okay.
There's a pass for the vehicles. It will be on it, and those also in the vehicle will have their official invitation.
All right. So even if I'm on board the vehicle and I don't present an official invitation,
you will not be allowed entry. You will not be allowed entry. So because people have a way, and that's the reason why vehicle not entering. The vehicles that will be allowed entry will be that of the speaker, the pro tem, the vice president, honorable vice president, the president of the country.
So that.
And the deputy speaker.
What about those from the diplomatic corps? Are you going to cut them some slack, as in their vehicles will enter, or they too must follow the protocol and have their vehicles parked outside?
They've been communicated to already, and so how the processes go on. As we proceed, we will definitely be informing the public every step along the way. But for the lawmakers, because we do not want to see the place overcrowded. We don't want to see a repeat of the 22nd of January, though it's going to be the same January, but we don't want to see the 22nd of January 2024 incident where the place was overcrowded. No. And that's why these measures have been put in place to have a successful State of the Nation address. And we want to assure the public that you can be in your homes, you can be in your various places of work. If you have nothing to do around, in fact, even our staff, the legislative staff, that ordinary work will be done that day. And so we have communicated with our staff. A memo has been issued to that effect that they are to stay home. No signing paper to that place. We're only expecting the president to deliver an annual message. Therefore, only staff that will be needed, like the protocol officers, people from the maintenance, to make sure we have things in place. Those people are going to be, of course, the president will be there to be able to regulate the media. So we're going to be there to make sure these things happen. But it's going to be very successful. I want to say that to the public.
All right. So let's move back to attendance.
Usually, so I just wanted to go line with some of those that get dropped in terms of there will be absolutely no entry for anyone who does not have invitation or security pass.
Okay.
It is those things that will guarantee your presence there in the premises of the Capitol with beg strict adherence. All lawmakers will come along with their spouses, security, and the driver. There will be a stopping point for a lawmaker to disembark his or her vehicle along with his wife or husband and usher in by the protocol officer. There will be no bypassing, absolutely no bypassing of the protocol. When it is noticed that you bypass the protocol and it is registered by security personnel, you will be escorted out of the vicinity of the Capitol.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are. We assure the public that the President annual message will be live, like I said, on various media platforms, radio, television, as well as social media handles, to allow citizens to see and hear the message of the President from their homes or in various places of work. Only media institutions duly approved and issued access passes will be allowed to provide coverage for the upcoming Sona on Monday. Absolutely, there will be no ordinary work at the Capitol, with the exception of receiving the President of Liberia to deliver his annual message, which will be the second in the series. Therefore, we have since requested and advised our staff to stay home on that day and use the media outlets available to them to watch or listen to the President's message. The legislature under the gavel of House Speaker, the Right Honorable Richard Nakbekum, is fully prepared and committed to receiving His Excellency President Joseph Yumambuaka Sr. on the 27th of January, Monday, for the sole purpose of delivering his second annual message to the Republic.
All right. So those are the protocols put in place. And you said absolutely nobody is above those protocols. But I have some concerns.
Please,
and that is why you're here to address these concerns. And I'm sure the Liberian people too want to know. Usually at these events, State of the Nation, inauguration, and the rest, you see a lot of political following where supporters of the ruling party, and some top officials of government come along with crowd of people and all of these things. What measures are being put in place to ensure that even around the grounds of the Capitol, not within the compound, but around the grounds of the Capitol, is free from all of these?
Well, thank you, Damon. Very sensitive question. Again, because the Capitol building is a crime scene, as intimated by the police. As a matter of fact, since the 18th of December, that building has been quarantined. Offices were being closed because it was still being considered as a crime scene, as it is. So we appeal to our citizens. The safety of the first citizen in the Republic matters a lot, which is the President of Liberia, and that of all other citizens who are going to be on the grounds of the Capitol. So we appeal to our citizens. This is not like other State of Nation address. And I want to be very clear that it is not going to be where, like you said, people will come. When we are in a situation where things are normal, we can have those facilities to work. But as intimated in the Constitution, the President is coming to fulfill his constitutional mandate by delivering his message to the Republic of Liberia through the deputies of the people, the legislators. And so that place is not going to be overcrowded. We want to assure you, the public, that we're going to have a very successful State of the Nation address delivered by the President. And the safety of all of us Liberians matters a lot.
All right. I know you will not go into in-depth, in-detailed security plans in terms of how to counter whatever it is. But are there plans, contingency plans put in place? Should that be a protest or anything of that sort, any sort of disturbance? Are you, what's the work relationship, the work plan put in place by the joint security or even that of the police, if we want to keep it that way, not to only be prepared, but also not to create a presence where you have a lot of police officers, a lot of joint security officers that makes it take away from the entire program, Robert? Is there anything on that sort?
Well, what I can say to you, I trust the law enforcement officers or the law enforcement in our country. Let me say this to you: if we were to flip some pages, since the United Nations mission in Liberia almost left, our security have been in our own hands, and we've gone to genuine presidential elections, our own security. So I trust our security officers. These are joint security have been working. They will continue to work. In the event, like you're talking about where they're going to be, I don't foresee if it is, the security people will do their job. That is what I can say.
All right.
Because you see, the thing about it is the Constitution provides that we can assemble, but the only thing about it is that's the reason why these early warnings are for. If you have nothing to do and you don't have official invitation, make your way not. All right. If you do not have official invitation, you do not have access pass, don't worry. Don't make your way there. Do not put yourself in trouble. But the safety of all of us in the nook and corners of this country, it matters a lot. And that's the reason why these things are being done to make sure that our citizens can have the opportunity to hear their leader speak and delivering his second annual message, which encompasses the expenditure, income and expenditure, and all of those things. And so we look to see a very successful Sona, and where after that there will be discussions in different corners, people will be debating, which is part of the normal legislative proceeding or normal democratic proceeding. Of course, yes, we are in a participatory democracy, so people are going to have difference of views, but it still does not stop the country from running. And I believe that we are where we are because we are resilient people.
Nicely put there. Let's talk about the issue of these passes. Once you present, what measures are there in place? You might not want to tell us the security features on these access passes and all of that, but is there a way? That is the question, to authenticate which pass is genuine and which pass might be a duplicate.
So that's the reason why the access passes are not going to be out very soon. They're going to be out a day to the Sona, so that you don't have any opportunity of duplicating it. But I tell you this, I told you earlier that we trust the security our security sector, and so there will be a lot of other features that will not be easily duplicated.
So you
will, and as a matter of fact, there are numbers
when there is just a short period to the program as one of the measures put in place, aside from having security features and the rest on those passes.
Absolutely. Let me say to you that the committee is working very well. The Joint Committee on Executive is being chaired by the Honorable Sekou Kanin. Sorry, I'm just getting used to the speaker name like that, so I gotta be calling it too fast. So, no, but I'm the spokesperson. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have since started to do the invitation. In my hand here is an official invitation. So let me show that to the camera. This is an official invitation for the Sona. If you don't have this one, this is for gas, official invitation. And here we have the protocol. We are going to be able to, along the way in the program here, I will be able to read out the special protocols leading to the State of Nation address. So the invitation already out for the access passes. It will be up the day to the Sona, which will be on Sunday. We will call media institution are duly approved to issue their access passes to them, so that we don't have security and the media having confrontation. No, that is not going to happen. At the same time, we caution our colleagues in the media, before becoming a journalist, you are first a citizen of the country. So we should be able to follow strict adherence. When the security tell you pass this way, stop arguing, please. We appeal to you that this is a strict instruction. When they tell you go this way, please don't argue and say, you know who I am, a journalist. Before becoming a journalist, you are first a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. And this State of Nation address is constitutional. It is legislative, because it's in keeping with Article 58 of the Constitution of Liberia, 1986 Constitution. So we appeal to our media colleagues so that we don't have confrontation and a rift between media and security.
Okay. So you mentioned that you go through the protocol for the program or leading up to the program that day, because for those of us who have been privileged to cover not just the president but be a State of the Nation addresses, we know the president doesn't have an official seat there at the legislature. He walks in, he delivers, he walks out, and that is how it's done. So you want to read what the protocol for that day is, or leading up to that as well?
Right, absolutely. So the special protocol leading to the State of Nation address, and so the ushering of guests to the annual message will begin exactly at 2:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. The ushering of guests. That process will end by 3:50. Absolutely no one will be permitted to enter after that hour.
After 3:30?
Yes.
Even if you get invitation or not?
You will not be allowed entry. After 3:50. After 3:50.
3:50, okay.
All guests will enter the grounds of the Capitol through the entrance of the House Wing.
And where's the House Wing?
Okay, the House Wing is the route to UL.
Okay, that gate right opposite
the University of Liberia. Yes, okay. That's the House Wing. Okay. Only members of the 55th legislature, so meaning that you gotta be member of the House or the Senate, will enter through the front entrance of the Capitol. That one to the executive mansion side. Okay. That's why I said earlier you disembark the vehicle.
Right, internal affairs there.
Right. Right opposite the executive mansion.
Yeah.
And then you are escorted to your seat after you disembark your vehicle. At 2:50 p.m., the Chief of Protocol of the Republic of Liberia will announce the arrival of members of the Consular Corps, or the diplomatic corps. People who ambassadors, all the kind of people.
That's at 2:50.
2:50.
All right. Meaning we got 1 hour to close the entry of people, because you said 3:50 you will enter again.
Right.
So by 2:50 they'll start announcing the arrival of members of the Consular Corps, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And then at 2:55 p.m., the Chief of Protocol of the Republic of Liberia will announce the arrival of heads of international organizations. Okay. 2:55. At 3 p.m., the Chief of Protocol of the Republic will announce the arrival of their excellencies and the doyen and members of the diplomatic corps. Okay. At 3:05 p.m., the Chief of Protocol will announce the arrival of the dean and members of the cabinet.
Okay. That's at 3:05.
3:05. Right. At 3:10, the Chief of Protocol will announce the arrival of former heads of state, former vice presidents, former speakers, former chief justices of the Supreme Court of Liberia, and former presidents pro tempore of the Liberian Senate. And all present will rise as they enter. At 3:15, the Chief of Protocol will announce the arrival of honor, the Chief Justice and associate justices of the Supreme Court of Liberia, and all present will rise for their entry. At 3:20.
That is meaning leading up to the time. Now, if you late, you're not enter.
Right. At 3:20 p.m., the Chief of Protocol will announce the arrival of the Speaker, the Right Honorable Richard Nangbekom, and members of the House of Representatives. All present will rise. And so the Speaker will lead members of the House. Okay. And then at 3:25, the Chief of Protocol of the Republic of Liberia will announce the arrival of the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, who is the President of the Senate, and members of the Senate. And all present will rise. The Vice President of the Republic of Liberia will take the chair at the left of the Speaker, and members of the Senate will take their respective seat reserved for them. Both horses will then be resolved in a joint legislative section. Okay. And that is for the sole purpose of the State of Nation address. At the hour of 3:45 p.m., the Sergeant at Arms of the Honorable House of Representatives will announce the opening of the second joint section of the 55th Legislature, according to the session to order. At 3:50, the Joint Executive Committee of both houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives, will meet the President of the Republic of Liberia at the main entrance of the grounds of the Capitol building and escort him, along with the Sergeant at Arms of both houses, to the podium.
Okay, so let's get that part right. So it's only members of the Executive Committee of the Senate and the House of Representatives who will go and escort the president or bring the president in, right?
Right.
Not
to
the
receive
entire
the
legislature.
No.
Okay.
It is the chair on executive of the House and that of the Senate that will go and receive the president and have him escorted to the podium. When the president shall have arrived to the podium, the national anthem is being sung by the armed forces of Liberia, and the president proceed with his address. As intimated clearly by you, the president does not have a seat there. So he speaks after delivering his annual message. He leaves the podium, and then the joint section have to be closed. There will be an adjournment of the joint section, and there will be a reception for the speaker, for the honorable president and guests who have come for the State of Nation. But they process as the president proceeds to the podium exactly at 4 p.m. It is by practice. 4 p.m. the president, His Excellency Joseph Yuman Boaka Senior, will deliver his annual message to the second joint section of the 55th Legislature. After the annual message, the President of the Republic will be escorted to the main entrance of the grounds of the Capitol, where he will take his leave. But then, of course, yes, there are going to be reception for the president and rest of the other guests.
Okay.
That's the protocol.
That is the protocol. So thank you so much, Robert.
We won't mind leaving your copy with you.
Yeah, sure.
So that you can run through as well.
All right, we appreciate that. So thank you for, walking us through, educating us as well as to how it will be, and letting the public know what traffic measures. I'm sure the Liberian National Police too will publish on their official pages what the traffic regulations for that day would be.
Right.
But you've also, let us know that there will be a detour either at Vamuma or at 9th Street. Either of the two will be decided by the security apparatus as to how they implement that.
Right.
And absolutely nobody is above these protocol or measures that have been put in place. So if you are a lawmaker, if you are a media practitioner, if you are an ordinary citizen, and you do not possess an invitation and your vehicle doesn't have a pass, an access pass, you wouldn't be allowed, to use the Totman Boulevard beyond either Vamuma, if that's where the detour will be, or 9th Street, if that's where the detour will be. But thank you again, sir. Any other thing you want to add quickly before we skip to other things concerning?
Well, just again to reassure the public that the president, the 55th Legislature under the gavel of the Right Honorable Speaker, Regent Nimba County, we are prepared, committed to receiving the president for the sole purpose of delivering an annual message. Is constitutional. And so, again, the citizens in our country can listen to the radio. It's going to be televised. It's going to be on community radio stations and across the country. So you can be wherever you are and listen to the message of the president.
Okay. All right. This is not House of Representatives related. The Basel honor,
You're talking about the National County Sports Meet?
Your support.
No, I'll be supporting my wife county. My wife comes from Maryland County.
Okay.
And so Basel is not in, but my support also for another Basel speaking county, Magibi. Magibi is in the county meet. But I will be also supporting my wife county She comes from the land of sunshine and happiness. That's Maryland County.
All right.
And I will be supporting.
No problem. We can take it like that. It's the same Southeast. But thank you, Robert. I appreciate you availing yourself to us. So
we'll always welcome to inform the public relative to information from the first branch of the government of Liberia. We're doing a very awesome job there. The members of the House are very committed. In legislative proceeding, there will all be difference of views, but the country is the biggest picture. And so all of us see Liberia as our one and only denominator. So again, before I leave, I want to commend you for the great job you continue to do here. Posterity, George, all of us are citizens of this republic.
Thank you. It's good to see our colleagues as well, diversifying and going to different sectors. Robert, as we rightly stated, we're at LIB 24, and it's great that he's now a director at the House of Representatives there, practicing still, but not, in the field as we are. What a great team we had there at LIB 24. Robert Hens is the director of press there at the House of Representatives, and he has given us the official protocol and what is to be expected for the President's State of the Nation address. Representative Musa Hassan Bility joins us right after this little breather. We'll be talking about the rule of law and the rule of law caucus, that have said they'll boycott the Sona. All of the fun things Robert just said, the protocol, the procedure, and everything. The rule of law caucus, led by Chairman Musa Hassan Bility, have said, Vlad, we're not going there. This is the pause, and you can win 20,000 Liberian dollars. All you need to do, you need to play. I'm looking at the dashboard. I cannot draw a winner now because you guys have to play. It has to reach a certain number, a threshold, that we can draw winners. So all you need to do is to dial *799 *80 hash. *799 *80 hash, and stand a chance of winning 20,000 Liberian dollars by playing with just 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 if you're using your United States dollar wallet. That's what you need to do. And aside winning the 20,000, my people, you are also going to stand a chance of winning a brand new house. Thank you, Robert. I got it. A brand new house as well. So you need to play, you need to win. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. So *799 *80 hash. *799 *80 hash, and stand a chance of winning 20,000 Liberian dollars. Today is jackpot day. When I say jackpot, you know what it means. Big money, big winning. And this program is also open for sponsorship opportunities. If you have your goods and your services you want us to advertise on the pause, we open to doing that for you as well. If you have information to share with us, information is life. If you have information to share with us, we opened to listening to you as well. We announce the number for which you can call. All right, folks, we'll go for a short break. Once we get back, we'll be joined by Nimba County District Number 7 representative and chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus, Representative Musa Hassan Bility. Do stick with us. We'll be back. Remember, we'll also afford you the opportunity to call us up and state your views, opinions, and comments on today's edition of the program. We'll be back right after the show. Right after this break, I should say. right, folks, welcome back. This is the Pulse on the Spoon Network. We're live on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, and a host of other stations relaying us all across Liberia as we do with Chairman Musa Hassan Bility. We just played host to the Director of Press and Public Affairs at the House of Representatives, Robert Haynes. Mr. Haynes provided us the protocol for that day. He read out the entire protocol for the program on Monday, and also restrictions, security restrictions and the rest that will be put in place for the president's second State of the Nation address. Tomorrow, we'll play host to the Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, Honorable Jerolimic Matthew Pia. He's our guest tomorrow on the show. We will be discussing the president's first year in office, challenges, opportunities, progresses, what's anticipated to be delivered at the second State of the Nation address, and everything relating to the government of Liberia. We're also in conversations to bring on folks from not just the Congress of Democratic Change, the CDC, Congress for Democratic Change, I should say, the CDC, but other stakeholders in the country. We'll be discussing education, we'll be discussing business, investment, and the rest on this program. So it's not just solely a political program, but it's a program that is planned to inform Liberians from all spheres of our country. As we're with Chairman Bility earlier, we also featured Zapili on the show. He has issued an apology to the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia after a very fiery statement at the funeral of fallen Senator Prince Y. Johnson there in Nimba County. His apology, however, comes off the back of having a meeting for which he did confirm that meeting that had in attendance some high-ranking members of the Black Account administration, but was quick to point out that he wasn't coerced or he wasn't asked to come back and retract his statement, but he did admit that there is indeed problems there in the MDR, alluding to the fact that they struggled, they campaigned, and the MDR Youth Wing or Youth League has been overlooked. As to how that will be resolved, well, he said solutions are on the way to resolve those problems as well. In Nimba County, it was reported that a child, 12-year-old school-going kid, ingested Kool-Aid that had white lasered inside, and that brings to bear what we consume once we're out there and what measures should be put in place, public safety measures to be put in place for those that are selling food items to the public. You need to take your time. It's on you to take your time and produce your food in a very hygienic manner for well laser to go in bottle, and then you pour Kool-Aid on it, then it turn to ice. Somebody wasn't paying attention. Somebody wasn't paying attention at all. But thankfully, we've been informed that nothing out of the ordinary happened so far. The kids concerned were taken to hospital to be checked, and we hope and pray that that matter doesn't repeat itself. But again, when you're facing food for the public, you need to be, careful. And for those of us who are consuming, we also need to cross-check and double-check as well. We are waiting the Nimba County District Number 7 representative, Representative Musa Hassan Bility. He will join us virtually to speak to why the Rule of Law Caucus has decided to boycott President Boykai's second State of the Nation address. Before coming on the show, the CDC as well, through its chairman, Chairman Janga Ko, issued a statement calling on CDC lawmakers to also boycott the president's second State of the Nation address. And the CDC has also said that the government shouldn't dare arrest any sedition in connection to the arson attack there at the Capitol. So we do have Representative Musa Hassan Bility, the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus, in the background. We'll bring him on once he gives us the thumbs up, and we'll definitely, okay, we've got that. We'll bring in. Good afternoon to you, Representative Bility. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you, and good afternoon, Liberia.
All right. Representative Bility, the Rule of Law Caucus, for which you are the chair, has issued a statement calling for the boycott of the President's State of the Nation address. What is the background that led to that statement being issued, sir?
There's several reasons. One, security. This is an occasion. It's not like somewhere where that is defined under the Constitution. The Constitution defines the chamber of the House or the Senate where we are meeting and making decisions until we are protected. The joint chamber is not described in the Constitution. And so when we gather in such a place where there are other people, the diplomatic corps, the presidency and members of the executive branch of government, we cannot claim immunity, and therefore what we say there or do there, can be, held against us in a court of law. So we thought that raising up and objecting to the speakership of Mr. Richard Kuhn, and then trying to, that delay and disrupting the proceeding will not be okay. The president said, whether you agree with it or not, it's our highest institution, and we have to keep respect for it. And so with that in mind, we decided not to go. The second reason is that the executive has actively worked with our colleagues to undermine the rule of law at the House, at the legislature. So a program organized by both of them for us to participate in that is to acquiesce the erosion of the rule of law in our country. So we felt that this was our best chance to send the biggest and the loudest message to the world that the rule of law is at risk in our country. So we thought to take advantage of that and to do that. The fourth one is that we don't recognize Richard Cohen. And so he presided at such a national occasion is simply not acceptable.
Okay, Chairman Bility, I'm reading Article 58. Probably I've got an abridged version of the Constitution, but it reads: the President shall, on the fourth working Monday in January of each year, present the administration's legislative program for the ensuing session, and shall once a year report to the legislature on the state of the Republic. In presenting the economic condition of the Republic, the report shall cover expenditure as well as income. I didn't see where in Article 58 the joint chamber is referenced, sir, or is there any other place that it is referenced that it must be in the joint chamber of the House of Representatives, sir?
I'm happy you read that, and that's our point. That place is not protected by the Constitution, where we can claim immunity under the protection of the Constitution. And so we didn't think that it was the best place for us to go and express our dissent. At the same time, going there and being silent, we assume that we have accepted Richard Kuhn as our speaker. So we thought the best thing to do is to stay away.
All right. So the immunity clause that is there says whether you're on your way to session, on your way from session, or on the floor. When the quorum is called, when the session is called, when that second joint session is called, is that place not considered as the floor of the legislature, where you'll be having
this government that is looking at a kangaroo election and approving it? This government that is allowing lawmakers to be physically assaulted on the grounds of the Capitol. Now we can take that chance.
All right. You were at the opening of the second session of the 55th, weren't you? Where Richard Kuhn presided over the opening. But one of your points you raised is that you do not recognize him. So, on what grounds were you now at the opening, knowing fully well he was presiding and he presided?
We went there. That was the first day no business occurred, and we went to answer to our name. And as soon as we answered to our name, before Mr. Richard Kuhn could speak, we left. We left the building. Yesterday, some of our colleagues went there, I'm sure you're aware, and protested his speakership. Tomorrow, our colleagues will go there and do the same. Tuesday, I myself will be in session. We'll do the same. We'll do that until the court can come. Tomorrow, there's the first hearing for the case that we've carried. Tomorrow is the first hearing, so hopefully, the result will come sooner than later.
There were many Liberians who felt that your attendance at the opening of the second session of the 55th was a manifestation that there has been some sort of, solution to the impasse up Capitol Hill. Chairman Bility, is the House still divided?
Yes, it is. We proffer solution. We proffer suggestions. We told our colleagues, let's do it properly. Because you are in the majority, if we were to have an election today, you will win. And so let's put it in order. You have no right to, you suspended our colleagues illegally. You dissolved the committees illegally. Let's correct that. You took our colleagues' money and you ate it. Bring it back. You held our colleagues' pay. You haven't paid them. And then let's sit down and talk. But you probably have your will. We are no longer interested in the speakership. And so all we want is that the rule of law must be respected.
Okay. You mentioned salary, and that was my next question. That's a personal question. You can choose to answer or not. But in all of this, are you getting paid, sir?
Yes, I'm getting paid.
And who's signing for that? Because James Colette, you say you don't recognize Speaker Richard. You don't recognize
James Colette don't sign my pay. My pay comes in as an electronic payment through the bank. That's it. That became a lawmaker. I signed a piece of paper authorizing the Ministry of Finance to pay me through the GT Bank. That's where my pay comes in.
Yeah, because at one point in time, the newly appointed chair on rules, order, and administration, James Colette of Bon County, your colleague, was calling on representatives to submit their staff list and all of that. Did you go through that process?
No.
Or is it still statement that is?
No. My staff is receiving their pay. I'm receiving my pay, so I don't have a qualm there.
Okay. Chairman Bility, you mentioned that you do not recognize Richard Kuhn, as a Speaker of the House. And embattled Speaker J. Fanati Kofa, as we've been told, is out of the country. Is he still actively working to make sure things work in your caucus, the rule of law caucus, or the House of Representatives? Like, is he still involved in the running of the legislature?
Yeah, we're consulting with him every day. We're talking to him every hour. He's active with us, and he will be back in the country soon.
All right. Let's talk ambition. Nimba County, there is an ensuing by-election. The last time we had a conversation, you talked about, the vice president promising to support any speakership bid of yours if there were to be a speakership election, which might not happen if that happens well. But are you looking to contest the senatorial seat there in Nimba County once the by-election is announced?
Today is a very important day, in our tradition. Today marks the 4th day where there will be people will do feasting today to bid a final goodbye to the senator. I will reserve that comment. This weekend, I will be talking about my plan, my ambition for the Senate position, and I will be talking about my role, whether or not I'm going to run, or who I'm going to support, or how I'm going to participate in the election. I have done all of my consultation. As far as Nimba is concerned, I continue to consult other political parties in the opposition, and hopefully we'll conclude that. But I want to give the senator the final respect. Today is the last day. The next time you and I meet, I promise you, I'll be freely talking now on the issue.
Okay, so we'll not talk your ambition, whether you want to run or not.
Thank you.
But those consultations, what line are they in terms of? Is it that they consulting with you or you consulting with them? And what's the line of the conversation? Is it about
consulting? I'm consulting with people, with my constituency, with Nimbayans, with other politicians outside of Nimba. It's a very crucial election. I mean, this election effectively changes the paradigm in our political. It shifts the paradigm in our politics. So
elaborate on that. How crucial is that election, not just for Nimba,
Nimba County, through Senator Johnson, has decided the election in Liberia in the last 3 elections consecutively. Actually, all of the elections, including 2005. 2005, it was not Senator Johnson, but it was Mr. Koto, who won the majority of vote in Nimba, and then John Ellen, and that shifted the election to Ellen. So Nimba has always decided who appeared to be in charge of Nimba in terms of popularity heading to 2024 is massive. So it's a big election.
You mentioned consultation. Have you consulted with the vice president as well? From all indications, are you looking to seek his support or even the Unity Party? If not, if you were to know, we'll talk about whether you accept contesting next time we meet. But in these consultations, have you consulted Vice President Kun?
No, the vice president not in the same party, so I don't have to consult him. I don't need his approval. I don't need his support.
But the last time you talked about the speakership, you needed his support.
That's different. Yes, that's different. This is not a speakership.
So what's the difference now that you don't need his support for the senatorial?
The speakership, there are 7 lawmakers from Nimba that are in the vice president corner. Clearly, if I would get their support, I would have gotten it through him. But in this case, I don't need his support. I will not be consulting him. I will consult the people who can vote. I will consult other people. The vice president definitely will put up a candidate for his party. It makes perfect sense. He is the vice president. He's a member of the Unity Party. No, I have absolutely no plan to consult him.
Okay. Again, you said legislative politics is different. Once you elected, it's a different ball game to get the numbers in the House. But prior to getting elected, it's a different ball game as well. We saw you caucus rather temporarily with the Unity Party doing the whole speakership election to get a speaker, for which Fanati Kofa won at that time. So looking at it, is there any chance of temporary political marriage to get what you want? Looking at how powerful you said the vice president, you just
no. It's a straightforward election for the Senate. Of course, I will be assuming that the opposition will rally behind one candidate, whether that is me, whether that is somebody else, whether that is somebody that I support. I think that's what should happen. But the United Party is not in that equation. When I joined the UP, when I joined their team to run for deputy speaker position. That was an opportunity to work with them. Unfortunately, they never disappointed me. They are a bunch of narcissists. They only care about themselves. So I have no intention to ask for their support, in the upcoming senatorial election. Whether it's me running or whether I have my candidate, whether my party is going to be part of it, like I said, this weekend, I would let the country know.
You gave us limited time, and I know you got to run.
Yeah.
But I've got one final question for you, and then any
Thank
other
you.
thing. Any other thing you want to say? What do you expect? Even though you will not be attending the State of the Nation address, but doesn't mean you will not be listening. What do you expect looking back on President Boakar's 1 year in office and steering the affairs of this country? What do you expect the president is going to report to legislators like yourself, who, even though you're not being in attendance? And what do you expect to be the forecast for 2025?
I would rather hope than to expect. I don't expect much, but I hope that the president can, reinvigorate the people or reset the tone for governance and try to, recover from some of the missteps, aggression on tenure officials, total, violation of our constitution and our laws, eroding of the rule of law. Hopefully he can set the tone. And something tells me, I don't know if he has the energy, but I feel like the president has something inside him that he can put out to give something very good.
When you say something inside him, Chairman Bility, you have to elaborate. You're speaking to man, couple, man.
I speak
what
to
is
him.
something you think the president got in him that has got the
all
opportunity
the
to
time,
express?
and I see he knows exactly what to do to change this country. My disappointment is that I don't see him enforcing that. I think he has led his country, his government to a bunch of vultures that are, bastardizing our governance system, abusing it, no accountability, the erosion of the legislature from October up to today. Have you heard any government official being called to order? They're having free ride. It's affecting our governance system. So I'm hoping that.
So my question is, what are the prospects for a 2025 if you were to, though you say you're not expecting, but you hope for of to hear from the president?
If Joseph Yuma Boakai shows up, he can make a difference for our country. I believe that. I don't know if he has the courage or the energy to show up. But the Joseph Yuma Boakai, I know if he shows up, he can be a very good president. I can only hope that he does. And whatever he says, it doesn't matter until he does it. So,
Okay, Chairman Bility. Thank you for affording us the opportunity to speak with you. Though you said the grounds of the capital doesn't provide you the immunity, but according to the Constitution, you cannot be held liable for whatever you say on the grounds, and that is going to be a quorum. So, is that not a defense again for you to attend that? Look, it's a quorum, it's a session, and it's in order, and we can speak our minds freely.
No, Chief, we could go over there, we could protest, we could say no hearing can take place. I mean, the president cannot give his speech because Richard Gun is not the right person to preside. We could disturb the place until it doesn't happen. But there are diplomatic corps, members of the diplomatic corps present, there are cabinet minister, judges, justices. We don't think it is the best place to exhibit. Our country is falling and falling and falling. We cannot be contributing to that fall all of the time. So we don't want to add to that. Tuesday, after the program is Monday, Tuesday will be session to make our case. So,
All right.
That's it.
Thank you, Chairman Bility. Thank you again.
Thank you, Damo. And by the way, I like the show.
Thank you.
Anytime you want me to come, I will come.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us that promise. Chairman Musa Hassan is representative of Nimba County District number 7 and also chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus, clearly stating that they are not going to attend the State of the Nation address on Monday, the 27th of January 2025. Stating several reasons, even though he said, it's in the joint chamber as constitutionally mandated, but he was quick to correct after I read it that joint chamber is not stated in the constitution. Immunity, he said, well, we can if we want to go, but we just do not want to be a disturbance. Well, others have been texting and said that, look, even if the Rule of Law Caucus does not attend, the Senate is going to be in attendance. The majority of Black members are going to be in attendance. We are going to get a quorum. The State of the Nation address is going to be held. The president is going to address the country. But there are others who have said, in the show of unity and nationalistic, patriotic spirit, the Rule of Law Caucus should attend. But again, at the end of the day, freedom of association, freedom of expression, and as well as freedom of movement. And Chairman Bility and his folks have said they are not attending. Well, folks, we'll go to the phone lines quickly. 0777 771075, 0555 101075. Those are the numbers to call, 1 minute per caller, to state your concern, views, or opinions respectfully on all of what we've discussed. We had the Director of the Press and Public Affairs Department there at the House of Representatives, Robert Hens, Robert Hens, laying out the protocol and the planned, security regimen for that day. And we had Chairman Bility, the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus, also stating that they are not going to be in attendance. Reasons why. As to his ambition in Nimba County, though he wasn't direct, he pointed to the 4-day feast, but he also said he's been in consultations. We'll have that conversation another day. 0777 77 1075, 0555 101075. Let's hear you out quickly. Hello.
Good afternoon, Dama.
Afternoon to you, sir. Let's hear you out, please.
Thank you, Chief. This is Edward Spencer M. Joe. But Dama, I want to ask you a question, Chief. What really Bility want? Or another meaning Musa won't be speaker, or another meaning he won't be the speaker, or another meaning he won't be president, or another meaning he won't be chairman. What really they really want? No, they may say that the quote unquote rule of law caucus. The last time chair President Cooper was your membership. The last time chair smoke mobile for the draw his membership, and more people are withdraw that membership than the majority. How many people you get so far? It's not 24 or 23. They are present, they are asking, it's nothing. What Musa want? What do Musa really want?
All right.
He don't let someone are very confused. Thank you.
Thank you, Edward Expensive Joe. 0777 77 1075, 0555 101075. Let's take this next person here. Hello.
Hello.
You live, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Kopo Dogo and I call from District 11 to be precise, Dixville Township.
You're welcome.
Well,
go ahead.
Thank you for the show, Dama.
I
really enjoy it. Let me talk about this Musa Bility issue. Musa Bility have a record, and this record is very, very bad. Musa Bility he's the chairman for the Liberty Party. At the end of the day, he went for head. Now, Musa Bility have people behind him saying that he will not sit on the Speaker of the House, which is number cool. That which, of course, you will go to section. You will attend session. What is it now? You cannot attend the president's speech, and then you going back and going sit on a Richard number cool. So for Musa Bility, we don't really need him. Directly.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Let's take this next person here. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Go ahead, you live.
This is Abbas Body calling from Banasi Estate.
Go ahead, please.
Musa Bility. How many times I call you? Hey, Musa Bility, when you leave me to me?
When the people are disappointed in you, yes, the rule of law is against everybody. Head of the rule of law. You can't take them for seriousness. Thank you.
All right, thank you. 077771075 055101075, and let me pin the WhatsApp number that you can call for those of you watching us in the diaspora and even from Liberia. There is a WhatsApp number. We're working on getting a permanent number for the show to take your calls for those of you watching from overseas and even via our Facebook pages here in Liberia. Let's take this next person. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, Amo?
Fine, let's hear you out, please.
I'm Johnson family calling from Clay Ashland.
Go ahead, Johnson. Not Clay Ashland.
Clay in District 17.
Yeah, I know. They not finished facing the bridge?
No, the Jeff is a road.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
You see what Musa Bility is saying now, Reject as speaker. Then what they can put session for now? When you recognize the mayor as speaker. So they can just go interrupt the people session. That's why Musa on. Then you get call about and I think you get call about the future. That one he did. They're going to rob the people session. So say they recognize the man as speaker. The man go there.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Thank you. Let's take this person. Hello.
Hey, welcome to you. And how you doing?
I'm good. Let's hear you out, please.
Okay, Damon. My name is Ambassador Nimba County, cheerful political apostle, and I saw condition number 2.
Go ahead.
Yes, okay. And having listened to chairmanability statement, I think he is not doing well for his own self or even for his colleagues. Because you cannot tell a guy, those guys are going to say they are third or friends to you. But I want him get ourselves to the understand that chairmanability is not in their interest. Chairmanability doesn't want to show itself to be like a person who has control over you guys and what you're trying to do, because that thing make no sense. How can you tomorrow you say you will have people, then tomorrow you will not be with the people? It makes no sense. So the issue of you governing and this money solar, I think like it will just be something that will not make no sense, because the people that are in numbers, they reach colon. So I think because who will design the July Brother will give a speech, and then I think it will be a good thing for the nation. Thank you, Dave, for the show.
Thank you. So we take one more caller and then we wrap it up for today. Hello. Hello, you live.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Logan Adu from Chicago and District number 2.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Damon, yeah, you should have allowed the honorable to lead in office, at least to lead in studio, at least to answer a few questions for us. Because I wanted to ask him this question. The honorable says that he do not want to sit on Richard Kuhn. He do not recognize Richard Kuhn, but he is taking salary.
Yeah, the honorable saying taking salary. He made that to that, but he said the salary not coming from.
Yeah. So and then he said he do not recognize Richard Kuhn as a speaker, but he goes to session and fix his signature and answer to his name. He just admitted inside there. Yeah, so I don't know what he is trying to tell her. Is he contradicting himself? Because if I do not recognize you, I have nothing to do with you. But this is the man that goes to sign for his check. Because I can say he goes to sign so that he can receive salary at the end of the day. But what I'm trying to say, honorability has no integrity, more especially when with that name that they are carrying, rule of law. This is the guy that owes the Liberian government from the rule fund millions of dollars that he is still paying. This is a guy that was on international, and ban. This guy had a tinted record with FIFA. He stole from FIFA, and FIFA banned him today. He cannot attend any sport, activity on any national, stadium.
Okay.
So what really he trying to tell us?
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's just it, man.
Thank you. All right, folks, it's been a very, very interesting show. Thank you so much. The lines are buzzing. We will allot more time as we progress on this show, but sadly, that's all the time we have for today's edition of The Pulse. We played host to Representative Musa Hassan Bility as our main guest, Robert Hens, the Director of Press and Public Affairs at the House of Representatives also dropped by and provided us with information leading to the protocols and procedures for Monday's State of the Nation address. Also, Zapili, the youth wing leader of the MDR, appeared on the show via the phone and restated his apology to Vice President Jeremiah Pankun. Well, he said there are challenges and there are problems, but there are solutions to these problems as well. On tomorrow, we'll play host to Information Minister Honorable Jarlimic Matthew Pia. He's our guest on tomorrow on the show. We do not broadcast this program on Friday. So on Monday, save the date. Prophet Key is our guest on Monday on the program. Prophet Key will be joining us as a guest on the show on Monday. If you want to feature on this program, or if you've got your business opportunities and business services, goods and services that you do render, we are open to you as well. This is not solely politics, but we'll touch everywhere and every sector of our country. You can call me on 0770 304519, 0770 304519 for us to have conversations about information you want to share or business opportunities as well. Until we meet again tomorrow, have for yourselves a wonderful day, and remember to do things you want your friends and family members to hear about. Bye-bye on behalf of the entire production team.